Good morning, everybody. My mic was muted. Sorry about that. Good morning, Debbie, the Queen C. It's good to see you, ladies. How are y'all doing? Hey, Will, how are you? How are you feeling? I'm out of breath. I had to run outside real quick and put some corn out for the duck and goose in case they come up while I'm live. I saw the fattest squirrels I've ever seen in my life out there eating corn. They don't even move when I come outside usually anymore. Cece, did you know of Paige Johnson missing since 2010? Kentucky, she was 17 at the time. 2-year-old at the time, little girl, her skull was found. Oh my gosh. No, I didn't know about that. Good morning, Tremaine. Tremaine will forever call me his little moon pie. I love moon pies. They're the best, especially the salted caramel ones. Will says, up and down, doing my best for now. Well, I'm praying for you and your family. Gosh, I hope your little boy doesn't catch that, especially, or your wife, of course. Paige Johnson. Okay, I'm gonna look that up real quick, Queen. I like the name Paige for some reason. I just like that name. Okay, I see it. Kentucky teen's remains found 10 years after she went missing. Oh, wow. Let me pull it up on my Chromebook so everyone can see her picture. I had something pulled up about doxing because people like to do that in our community. It really makes me mad. I don't get mad about much that goes on, this drama stuff, but I don't like that. I think it's dangerous and I think it's uncalled for. And I do not support people that do that. Absolutely not. Okay. Let me screen share. Okay. Let me pull it up on my phone. I'll read it from my phone. The remains of a Kentucky teen. Well, what the crap's happening? Stupid ads. Who went missing in 2010 have been found in Ohio. She was reported missing September 23rd, 2010, according to police in Covington, a northern Kentucky city across the state border from Cincinnati. She was 17 when she vanished after going to a party with friends. On Sunday, authorities in Ohio got a call from a couple who had been hunting deer in the woods, and they found what they believed to be a burnt human skull. Covington police said they found additional human remains at the scene where the hunters found the skull and were able to positively identify the remains as Paige on Tuesday. Her family were informed Wednesday. I've been waiting to bring my baby home for so long, Donna Johnson, Paige's mother, told WLWT. This is a day I was worried I would go to my grave without ever getting this day. Paige had a daughter who Donna and other family members have been raising since her disappearance. Her cause of death has yet to be determined, and the investigation, which for the past decade produced almost no results, will continue with the new evidence, according to police. We want to be hopeful that this will lead to more information, Covington Police Chief Robert Nader said. We still have work to do. Wow. people, they kill people and dump their bodies, and they think that they'll never be found just because a few years goes by. That goes to show you. They just exhumed a suspect's body because they had connected his DNA to a 1987 rape and murder of a 12-year-old girl. Yeah, his name was Clayton Geese, and the victim was Marcy Belks. She was stabbed 29 times. Her throat was slit. It was 34 years ago. He was 22 years old when he killed Marcy, but he died in 1989. He was in a single vehicle rollover accident, and he got killed. But they just exhumed his body, and they say that he is the one that murdered that little girl. Okay, let me get to my chat. I cannot see my chat or anything right now. Crap. I'm on Sunny's account. Let me get to mine. It's a pretty girl. Okay. Leave it to Bieber. Good morning. Colleen, good morning. Karen, good to see y'all. Quincy, you'll like Will's channel. He's good at true crime. Crap. Let me get to my live chat. Hey, Morgan. How are you? Hey, Alex. Alex, your baby is beautiful. Now, do you pronounce her name? Can I say her name? I'm sure you won't mind about that. Is it Harley? Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. I'm glad y'all are doing good. 411 now. Leave it to Bieber is Will's channel. His name is Will. Thank you for bringing this up. I talked about this. I'm honored. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I don't mind too. I like when people tell me about cases because, I miss a lot of stuff. Katie, good morning. Good morning, Lisa. And everybody, again, please remember Will in your prayers because he's sick. And did y'all see, I know Will uploaded a video about this. I have not got to watch the video yet, but I'm going to. But I came across the article where they're going to uphold Jodi Arias's conviction, I guess. But the court did refer Juan Martinez's behavior to the State Bar of Arizona. Now, I don't know what kind of behavior that he had. I knew about Jodi Arias, and I've watched bits and parts of her trial, but I don't know what kind of bad behavior Juan had. Let me see if I can pull up the article here. We'll see what kind of. Do y'all know what kind of bad behavior he had? What did he do? Seems like I remember a little something. Was he messing around with a woman? Do you see that? Leave it to Bieber. It says the Arizona Court of Appeals on Tuesday upheld Jodi Arias's murder conviction and life sentence in the 2008 killing of her ex-boyfriend, rejecting her assertions that she was denied a fair trial. She was convicted in 2013 and sentenced to life in prison in 2015 for killing her ex-boyfriend Travis Alexander. Now 39 years old, Jodi appealed her conviction and sentence, arguing partly that trial publicity, including live media coverage of the proceedings, and a prosecutor's alleged misconduct, deprived her of a fair trial and impartial jury. You know what, Jodi Arias, you liked being on camera. She's an attention whore. In a 29-page ruling and a 16-page memorandum, is that how you say it? Tuesday, a 3-judge panel found in part the prosecutor did engage in misconduct by being hostile and aggressive with each witness whose testimony was inconsistent with the state's theory of the case. Well, why did the judge allow it then when it's happening? Still, Arias isn't entitled to a new trial, and evidence overwhelmingly showed she was guilty. The evidence would not have permitted any reasonable jury to acquit her of the charged offense. That evidence included evidence that she planned a killing, it says. Regarding the publicity, Jodi failed to show that either the juror's ability to impartially and fairly decide the case or her defense team's performance was adversely affected. Her attorneys would not comment. The trial attracted a national audience riveted by the themes of sex and violence. I know everybody was watching it. I watched bits and parts of it. I remember when the verdict came in, I was standing in the pharmacy and it came on TV. While I was standing in line. No, that was Casey Anthony. My bad. That was Casey Anthony's verdict. I was at the pharmacy. I don't know where I was at when Jodi. Both of them's crazy, so I get them mixed up. That's basically how it says. Says she has displayed no remorse. She is a psycho. I was listening to Dr. Grande about her this morning. Do y'all watch his channel? He's a doctor. And he says that he thought that it was kind of premeditated, because she bought that gas and stuff. But maybe she was undecided when she was driving there, she was going to kill him or not. And then after getting there, having sex, taking pictures, something happened. She decided to go through with it. That's what he was saying. I don't know. That was his opinion. Because I think they said she had like borderline personality disorder. And Dr. Grande was saying like, maybe that she didn't. Oh, I know that about Casey Anthony. I watched bits and parts of Casey Anthony's trial, too. It was all lies. Her defense team, they just concocted a story, but it got her off, too. It helped to get her off, create reasonable doubt. Then there was no cause of death for little Kaylee, so she got away with murder. She killed her daughter. Casey Anthony killed her daughter. I know she did. It's everything in me. I don't think she was sexually abused either. I think that was all made up. I thought it was I don't know, a little bit weird. Some of her jail conversations with her dad, just certain little things she said. I thought it was weird. Like, oh, did they got a weird relationship or something? I don't know. I kind of thought she lied about it, though. And just because you're sexually abused, don't mean you got the right to grow up and kill your own child. Come on now. It's no excuse. I talked to my people about you and Hangout CC. Oh, okay. I hope it's good. I hope you're talking about me good. My baby is 5 now, almost 6. Oh, I remember when my little boy was little. Time flies by. I can't believe he's 13. Like, I don't get these parents that harm their children, beat their children. Like, I don't get it. Like, I love my son so much. I'd give him my last breath of air. I'd kill someone over him if I had to. You know what I mean? I'm a freaking mother bear. That's what he calls me. He's like, God, Mom, you're a mother bear. I don't want his little heart to hurt, or anything, his feelings to hurt. I just don't get these parents that murder their children and abuse them and lock them in closets and all this and that and starve them. Or do all these nasty, gross, bald things to them. I don't get it. It takes someone's head off over my child. I think Casey Anthony was another spoiled only child. She's got a brother, Pamela. So when she murdered her daughter, George, trying to take it up for her, got rid of the baby's body. Hey, did you see that documentary where George and what's Casey's mom's name? I forget her name. Anyways, they go to where Kaylee's body was found and take down all the old stuff that people left there in memory of little Kaylee and stuff. Did y'all see that? Because people were still going there and stuff. She's probably spoiled because she was their only daughter, but she had a sibling, I'm pretty sure, a brother. Because didn't she accuse her brother of messing with her too? I hate people using the excuse, this happened to me, so when I grow up, this is how I was raised, so that makes it okay. No, actually, you know better, aka why I hate people. I know, Katie, I like animals better than people. It's no excuse. I mean, if you was abused when you was a kid, that is terrible. I know how that is. I went through it. But that should make you want to protect your child even more. All children. Protect all children even more. That's what made me. Honestly. It's no excuse. That burns me up when people use that excuse. I'm sorry if y'all hear my washing machine. It's spinning out. I'm not sure if my mic's picking it up. Listening to UCC, have to lay down, getting dizzy. Oh, okay, Will. Oh my gosh, feel better. Thank you, Pamela. It's Cindy Anthony. Oh crap, I got out of my chat. I'm worried about you, Will. I'm praying for you. She still to this day lives with attorneys of hers, Casey Anthony. Yeah, she does some kind of research for a lawyer, researching something. What was it she said about Mother's Day? She don't even recognize that day or something like that. Tremaine, deja vu on washing clothes too. Yeah, I got to get my house chores done early. I start early. Hubby's back to work, so I can get things done easier. When he's home, he's just in my way when I'm trying to do chores. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like the truth. Because, like, if you're not going to help me, you're in my way. She had a brother, but he moved away and became successful. And I guess the poor kid felt like all the attention was given to Casey. But she was the only child in the house at the time. Oh, okay. See how things get mixed up in the chat. comments and stuff. Yeah, Katie, Will has coronavirus, bless his heart. He's sick as hell. When I say Katie, I'm referring to Red Romeo. My poor mother, she calls me every day during my live stream. I've just quit telling her, I'm busy. I just reject the call and I call her when I'm getting done. She's one of those persons, if you don't answer, she just like keeps calling. It's so annoying. It's rude too. Bye, Quincy. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Oh, did y'all see that crap about R. Kelly? He's got more victims coming forward. I guess earlier in the month, someone had come forward and said that R. Kelly gave them herpes when they was underage. I guess R. Kelly's got herpes, allegedly. But another victim, I think it's 2 victims, have come forward and they have produced evidence to back their stories up. And there's text messages and hotel receipts, and they were underage at the time. R. Kelly is never getting out of prison. This is so sad that these people become successful and basically have it all, money and fame, and they do sick shit like this. Sad. Sick. Fairly good looking man, I used to think before all this crap came out. Of course, now he's not. My mom texts me. We only talk on the phone on holidays. Gosh, my mom is one of them constant complainers. You answer the phone, it's not, hey, how are you? Is your leg hurting? It's automatic complaining, bitching about my brothers or my granny or somebody. I can't stand it. I'm not that type of person, and I can't stand it. She must have took it after my granny's side. I don't like that. I must have took after my papa's side because I'm like laid back, go with the flow. I don't complain much. It's crazy. I think they think because they have money, they can get away with everything. Yeah, I mean, look at Epstein. Look how much he got away with. I mean, he even had an island, pedophile island, take his victims to. And he picked, it seemed like, vulnerable young girls. Maybe didn't have a good home life, not much money to buy them, clothes to wear to school or whatever. Yeah. Hey, Remy, I've been listening, tried to teach my kid how to crack an egg. Yeah. I still get eggshells in mine when I crack them every now and then. My head hurts. My allergies are terrible. Yeah, my son's allergies were bothering him the other day. It's getting springtime. I've been doing research on Epstein for years. This is the sickest mofo ever. Yeah, I know. We go to Zaxby's window, skate, said, oh, yeah, at the skating rink, Tremaine or Kelly. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. I love that song. Like, he's sick. There was even, he videoed a lot of the sex he was having with those young girls. videoed it. There was video evidence, I'm pretty sure. All I can say is Harvey Weinstein got his karma. Isn't it funny? Like, they'll be all strong, walking around normal, and then they get charged with rape or something, and they come in walking on canes and walkers and everything. It's crazy. They all of a sudden get weak. Harvey is positive for corona. He'll probably die because I think he's been having health issues. I thought he was faking at first. I think at first he may have been, but probably all the stress of knowing he's probably going to prison forever. It's got to him. Love you, Queen. Stay safe if you're leaving, girl. My mother will literally call out the National Guard if I don't answer my phone. She will call every other family member to see where I am. Oh my God, Pamela. She may be kin to my mother, because that's the way my mother is. She will call me and my brothers. That's the way she does it. She's always like that. She does Timothy that way too. He gets annoyed with it, tells her to stop. I need to cough. Just Sue. I don't know. Hey, long time, CC. Hope you and your family are doing good. Hey, Just Sue. I remember you. It's been a long time, like back when I first started live streaming. How are you, hon? Hope you're doing good. We're doing good here. Just dealing with an angry rooster now. It's only family problems I got. The angry rooster. KDF. Hey, girl, you made it. I've missed you. See, Shug. Good to see you, Shug. How are you? Or he'll get suicide and go live in the Bahamas. They'll probably take Harvey Weinstein, if he's got coronavirus, just to a prison hospital. Hey, he's got to go to prison. Do we really think that Epstein hung himself? Well, you know what? If you hang yourself, now I'm not sure with the bed sheet, but I watch a lot of forensic files. If you hang yourself with a rope, your neck at the back should have a V-shaped ligature mark. At the back, it should be shaped like a V. And that makes sense. I didn't really see that happening in his autopsy photos, did y'all? But that, I think he used like a sheet or something, so it may be different. But like if you use like a rope, a cord, whatever, it will make that V-shaped pattern at the back. I mean, it's just funny. There was no security footage or anything from that day, right? I think someone killed him. Like Prince Andrew and all them people is involved in this sick sex stuff. There's some rapper 6ix9ine. He has rainbow hair. He asked for an early release because he has asthma and the corona is rampant. I thought they were letting some prisoners out. Surely they won't let the ones out with violent crimes. I was thinking maybe people that's arrested for possession or some little probation violation. They don't need to be letting killers out. That one ex-cop that raped his stepdaughter to satisfy her sexual desires, he said, sicko, he wanted out of jail because of the corona. What an idiot. Yeah, well, neither did Chris Cornell. He was killed, then set up to look like he hung himself. Really? Chris Cornell? Why is that name not familiar? Seems like it kind of is. Is he a singer? The rainbow hair guy is in for gang activity. Wow. I don't know if they should let him out or not. May just have to go to prison hospital if he's got asthma that bad. I have a sister that lives in Bristol, so you may be right. Yeah, I'm telling you, your mother has to be kin to mine, Pamela, because that's you described my mother to a T about Colin. Mine would send out the National Guard too. Okay. Yeah, I almost forgot. Angela Boswell caught shoplifting at Walmart with William McLeod, her idiot boyfriend, $45.03 worth of stuff. They said they went up to the register. They must have done self-checkout or something or pretended to do it. I don't know. But it was $45.03 worth of stuff. They are banned from Walmart permanently, forever. Walmart does not want those scumbags on their property. They are pieces of trash. You can tell she's a piece of crap. She didn't even know where her own granddaughter was at. Any normal grandmother, when your daughter says, oh, they're in foster care, they would be checking into it, trying to track down their grandkid, get custody of them. Not Angela. She's walking the streets of Kingsport looking for her next hit of meth. Shoplifting at Walmart. Out in stolen cars. Pieces of shit. Morning, Jean. Lori Vallow thinks her kids are zombies. I know. She is a freaking nut. She's a freaking nut, Cheryl. T-Bag said she set up. Angela Boswell shoplifting crazies. Who is T-Bag? The Stouch woman? What's her name? Is her name Letitia? Yeah, Colleen. They're a bunch of freaking meth heads. You can tell by looking at them. Hey, Mel Mel. A nut following a bigger nut. Yeah. Chad Daybell. I think he is another Jim Jones. I don't know. I mean, he's crazy, but I think he knows all this crap that Lori's got in his head is a bunch of bullshit, not real, and he has put a lot of it in her head. She is not a well woman. She thought her kids were possessed, were zombies, soulless, all this and that. She has murdered those kids, had someone to murder them. I believe she got her brother to do it. It's probably why he's dead. He couldn't live with what he had done. Either that or they poisoned him. Yeah, they killed those kids. I always thought maybe they did some kind of religious sacrifice or something with those kids where they was into all this creepy crap. But now it turns out she thought they was possessed. I guarantee she killed them because of that. If those kids was stashed somewhere, she would have let JJ keep his dog and stuff, his service dog, because that dog kept him calm, kept him in bed at night. And he wouldn't have been calm in a strange place, his mom not around, service dog gone and stuff. Think about that. All their stuff was in storage. Hey, I didn't notice on that surveillance video when they was at the storage unit, Lori and Chad there, I didn't notice he patted her on the butt. Freaking sicko. Not a pat on the butt's a bad thing, but they're sick. Here she is online ordering, looking for wedding dresses and cheap-ass rings. Couldn't afford it, but a $30 ring, it looked like. You thought he would have bought her an expensive ring. He got a bunch of money when his wife died. Where is the chicken shack chicken restaurant boy? Oh, Hunter Wood, Tremaine? I've not heard much about him, but I would say authorities are investigating him. I hope they took his cell phone and everything and looked at it because he knew Evelyn was gone. If he wasn't there when Evelyn was murdered and died, he knew about it later on. He had to have. Will is listening, KDF. He was in the chat. He is very sick. He had to lay down. He was dizzy. You can see him carrying bodies out. Well, it looked very suspicious to me. People are like, why were they dropping off tires and stuff? Just so that it would make them look normal. That's why. Like they were just dropping off, stuff that they need to store so they could get those bodies out of there. Tremaine, drink the Kool-Aid. Lori definitely drank the damn Kool-Aid. I'm pretty sure the woman is schizophrenic. I'm not a doctor, but like I say, my grandfather's schizophrenic. I've had experience with people like that, and when religion is involved. He didn't think things like this, though, like he was some kind of god or something. He just saw demons and stuff, and I don't know. But anyhow. Oh, I'm so glad Will was here. That's great news. My friends are praying for him. Oh, thank you, KDF. Yeah, everybody, please pray for him. I'm very worried about him because this attacks the lungs and stuff, and he smokes. Yeah, there was an attempt shooting on Lori Vallow's niece's ex-husband, Brandon. I could never pronounce his name right. I believe it's like Boudreaux or something like that. Yeah, someone tried to shoot him. Now, Brandon thought that it was Alex Cox. Couldn't be 100% sure. And then he hired a private investigator to start snooping around. So that private investigator was snooping around when Lori and them moved. And he said those kids was nowhere in sight when they was moving in Idaho. Lori and the Boswell family let the darkness take control. Shout out to Mortis Media. Did he test positive? Yes, Jean. Will did test positive for coronavirus. He's very sick. Oh, thank you, Mel Mel. How are you doing, Mel Mel? People take religion and make themselves into gods. I know. How many of these sickos have we seen say they were prophets and stuff? There was a guy down in Florida that did that. He had like a huge following. I cannot pronounce his name. It was like a really weird name. He used to wear like a turban on his head, and he had all kinds of followers, and he had them committing crimes, and they thought he was some kind of god. It's crazy. Then you got this Jim Jones. Took people out of the country, set up their own little whatever, and then they all killed themselves. It's crazy. Shot a senator, everything. What is this about the documentary Wild Wild West, they say? I don't know. Leave it to Beaver. I'll have to check that out, though. Netflix has got I think a new little series coming on about Joe Exotic. He used to have tigers and all this, and he murdered another guy that had a big cat sanctuary in Florida, I believe. Seems like I've seen a documentary on that before. I loved Wild Wild Country. Leave It to Beaver. Wild Wild West is a documentary about a cult leader who has a funny name, wears a turban, and did what you were talking about with his people. I bet it's the same guy. Leave It to Beaver. Let's see. Darwin says, I've had more church people hurt me than people that don't go to church. Hey, I had a preacher hit on me one time. Let me tell you something. I used to go to church a lot. It was when I was, I've always went to church. I grew up in church, going to church with my grandfather and stuff. But in my 20s, I was married to an abusive man. And I got back into going to church, thinking that would help somehow. Anyways, this preacher, he knowed I did not like to be called on in church in front of everybody to stand up and say crap. He would do it anyways. And then always after church, he would have to talk to me. And he didn't right out hit on me, but the way, he touched my shoulder and get close up in my face, I knew what's going on, right? I can read people really well. I'm not ignorant. I finally just quit going to church because I knew what was up. Darwin, me too. We also had a preacher here. He had an affair with a woman in the church. Yeah, he got divorced. He got run out of church, everything. It was bad. Everybody was talking about it. Hey, beautiful Bella. I'm glad you caught me live. Hey, Miss CC. I hope that everyone's doing well. I had so much to hear about Will. I'm praying for everyone and sending positive vibes. Oh, thank you, Bella. That's sweet. Hey, Light Feather. Joe had a feud with a woman in Florida. He supposedly put a hit out on her, but she wasn't killed. Okay, Katie F. I got my facts mixed up about Joe Exotic then. I was just glanced at it this morning. I came across it. I feel bad for Joe, and I think Carol is crazy. Really, Gene? I'm going to have to check this out. I just came across an article and just skimmed it this morning. When I was writing down my topics, I saw that Netflix had some kind of series coming out about it, but I didn't know all the details. Because, like, in the title or something, it said something about this Carol woman's husband's death. And so these people have a YouTube channel. We're going to see if they do. Let me get out my own chat. Joe Exotic. It seems like I've watched something about him. Yeah, Joe Exotic TV 6 years ago. So Joe Exotic, I saw a tiger. Okay, it seems like in this article that Joe was accused of mistreating tigers, inbreeding tigers, killing tigers at his sanctuary. Now, is this true? Okay, so his wife must have a channel, Big Cat Rescue. I remember seeing something about Big Cat Rescue. Let me see what y'all are saying. I love Tiger King. I think that Carol is a total nut. Oh, really? So y'all are saying that Carol is evil? Yes, I'm subbed to Joe's channel. Okay, so is Joe in prison? I got to check this out. Anything that's involved with animals and stuff. And I love Tiger King. Oh, I already read that one. Definitely going to have to check it out. Let me tell you, Amber says, or leave it to Bieber. Let me tell you something. I don't feel like Joe is innocent either. What he did to them young boys is just deplorable. What did he do to the young boys? Say, I'm gonna be watching documentaries or listening to documentaries today on this. Then I think he murdered the woman who was an animal activist, or allegedly murdered her. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm gonna watch up on this, and we're gonna have to talk about this. I'll try to watch enough stuff and see if I can pull up stuff and read about it to where we can have a decent conversation. Maybe somebody can come up here and talk with me, like KDF. He lured in young men with drugs and sex. The men weren't even gay, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh. So he found addicts that were desperate for drugs and they sold themselves for the drugs. I gotcha. Okay, so KDS was saying the woman he put a hit out on, he didn't kill Carol. She is still alive. Yeah. Joe Exotic, Light Feather. There's a new documentary coming out about him. I reckon he's in prison for maybe luring in young men with drugs. And I think he put a hit out on a woman, allegedly. Well, that's the craziest thing I've ever watched. I literally couldn't stop watching. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out for sure. I ran across him in my feed the other day and was attracted because of the big cats. I love lions and tigers. Me too. I watch, do y'all ever watch Myrtle Beach Safari? If you don't watch Myrtle Beach Safari, you should. You can actually go there and stay at the safari in this house. It's really, really nice. Yeah. And you can have, go see the elephants. They'll bring them over to the house and the everything. The monkeys, everything. It's so cool. They're very hands-on. These two are siblings that run this. I think their dad started it. They grew up with a lot of these animals. It's pretty cool. One of the videos, that guy swimming with the elephant in the water. The girl swims with the big cats. They're always doing little videos cooking with the monkeys. It's pretty cool. I'll happily come on to discuss Joe. Well, we can plan it out or just whenever. I'm going to try to watch some stuff on it today and see what I can find on Google and stuff too. When I need to escape from the crazy world, I watch The Lion Whisperer. I'm subscribed to him. I love him. She says it's a beautiful sanctuary in South Africa. Kevin Richardson. Yes, I love him. Now, didn't he just have a cat that passed away a while back? Was her name Amy? I think just old age. She had something wrong with her. Anyone seen Lost Girls on Netflix? No, I've not saw that. The sucky thing is I don't have Netflix. I need Netflix. I do have Amazon Prime, though. I can watch some stuff through that. Some documentaries. I think Carol fed her hubby to the tigers. Well, I saw something happen to her husband. It said something about him being, what happened to Carol's husband? I assumed he was murdered. We're going to find out. I'm going to find out all this stuff because I'm going to be watching some stuff today as I'm, or listening while I'm cleaning around the house. I've not found no good documentaries in a long time. After crap, I've watched like so many documentaries. It's not even funny on here. She probably did. She probably killed him, grinded his body up, and fed it to the tigers. Doc is a nut too. He euthanized tigers when they aren't able to be held. Oh my gosh. Tigers aren't meant to be held. They're wild animals. My husband actually watched the Tiger King with me. He stayed up to watch it. He loves exotic animals. Me too. I'm dying for an exotic bird. I'm dying for one. But my hubby, he couldn't handle a cockatoo or something. You know, it had to be a smaller one. Carol's first husband disappeared. Okay, I got you. Well, it's going to be interesting to watch. I saw HLN put out a good episode. I can't remember what series it was, but about the Mike Williams murder down in Florida. Remember, I told y'all I watched the trial. After the trial was over, I went back and watched it because, you know, I knew about that case from a long time ago. But, anyways, it's very interesting. Mike Williams disappeared. His wife hooked up with his best friend. His best friend's actually the one that murdered him. Him and Mike's wife planned it. They got married. 18 years later, they split up. He holds her at gunpoint, gets arrested, and confesses to cops. He makes a deal with them. So he don't get no time for Mike's death. But he got a bunch of time for holding her at gunpoint and stuff. Yeah, I think he got about 40 years. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll find a good documentary about Mike Williams and share it in my community post with y'all. I think y'all would be very interested in it. Carol murdered her first husband because he wanted a divorce. She's terrifying. Oh, Katie, I'm gonna be watching some stuff. Like I said, we're gonna talk about this. It sounds very interesting. If you're free tomorrow morning, let me know. I may do a live stream Sunday about Darley. I'm not sure yet with someone else. I'll let y'all know about that. Well, I think I'm going to get off here and get some things done. I got to go potty anyways. And lady's over here looking at me. She must be wanting something. It's going to be a pretty day. I'm going to fool with Annabelle a little bit. Try to get some more spring cleaning done. Thanks for chatting, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Please remember Will in your prayers and his family. He's really sick right now. I know there's a few more people on YouTube that's sick, like Miss Murder Australia. I think that's her name. So remember her too. I think there's a few more I can't remember right now. Bye, Light Feather. She says, everyone have a wonderful day. Yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. I love y'all. Be kind. Peace.